At the end of last week's parsha, Israel went to war with Sichon, king of Emori, and Og, king of Bashan. The next kingdom on the road to the land was Moab. In this week's parsha, Balak, the king of Moab, is terrified of Israel. Hoping to stop them, he hires the famous sorcerer Bilam ben Beor to curse them. Balak has a hard time securing Bilam's services because Bilam keeps insisting that God is limiting what he can do. Eventually, though, God gives Bilam permission to go, but with very clear restrictions on what he may or may not say. But as we know, give an inch and he takes a mile. Bilam takes God's limited permission as carte blanche to act however he wants, and not necessarily how God wants. So as Bilam is traveling with Balak's messengers, riding his donkey towards Moab, God sends an angel with a drawn sword to block his path. Unfortunately for Bilam, he can't see the angel, but the donkey can. 3 times the donkey swerves or stops to avoid the angel, and 3 times Bilam strikes her, frustrated that he's losing control. Finally, the donkey simply sits down. Bilam threatens her, and then incredibly, the donkey speaks. At that moment, God opens Bilam's eyes and he finally sees the angel standing on the road, the very figure the donkey was trying to avoid. Suddenly, he realizes that the donkey's strange behavior, which looked like stubbornness or fear, was actually a message from God. The donkey had become an unwitting messenger, trying to get Bilam to stop and think about what he was doing. But like so many of us, Bilam misses the subtext. He focuses only on the donkey's actions and not on what those actions mean. That's why he reacted with anger and lashes out. Only when he finally sees the angel, sword drawn, blocking the way, does the full meaning hit him. And only then does he stop and ask whether he should continue on his mission. The angel tells him to go with Balak's messengers, but he must understand that no matter how hard he tries, he will only be able to speak the words that God puts in his mouth. Bilam finally grasps the reality of his situation, and he tries to explain it to Balak, the king of Moab, who of course doesn't want to listen. Balak isn't interested in hearing anything that doesn't match the outcome he already wants. It takes 3 frustrating attempts before Balak finally begins to understand. Moral of the story, if it's gotten to the point where your proverbial donkey has started talking to you, you've clearly missed every earlier warning sign, and you know you're in trouble. Shabbat Shalom.